Hey fourth graders, happy Friday. I hope you guys had a great week. I know this week was like super up and down for me. I love seeing you guys every single morning on Zoom, but at the same time I had to clean up my classroom this year, and that was just like really, really sad because it kind of felt like somebody took a picture of the middle of the school day, with there was just like stuff on desks and things on the walls in the middle of, I had copies that I had made on Friday before spring break. So it was really sad, but I know that I'll see you guys next year and on Zoom, and I know you guys are really good at keeping in touch. So that's really good. We're going to continue reading Wonder, the next couple of chapters. I'm super excited because we're getting close to like one of my favorite little like surprises that happens in the book. So I'm going to read the next 2 chapters today, and then we'll talk about it. All right. This chapter is called The Cheese Touch. Very strange name for a chapter. Well, we're going to roll with it. The Cheese Touch. I noticed not too long ago that even though people were getting used to me, no one would actually touch me. I didn't realize this at first because it's not like kids go around touching each other that much in middle school anyways. But last Thursday in dance class, which is like my least favorite class, Miss Antanabi, the teacher, tried to make Xmina Chin be my dance partner. Now, I've never actually seen someone have a panic attack before, but I've heard about it. And I'm pretty sure Xmina had a panic attack at that second. She got really nervous and turned pale and literally broke into a sweat within a minute. And then she came up with some lame excuse about really having to go to the bathroom. Anyways, Miss Antanabi let her off the hook because she ended up not making anyone dance together. Then yesterday, in my science elective, we were doing this cool mystery powder investigation where we had to classify a substance as an acid or a base. Everyone had to heat their mystery powders on a heating plate and make observations. So we were all huddled around the powders with our notebooks. Now, there are 8 kids in the elective, and 7 of them were squished together on one side of the plate, while one of them, me, had loads of room on the other side. So, of course, I noticed this, but I was hoping Miss Rubin wouldn't notice this because I didn't want her to say anything. But of course she did notice this, and of course she said something. Guys, there's plenty of room on this side. Tristan, Nino, go over there, she said. So Tristan and Nino scooted over to my side. Tristan and Nino have always been okay nice to me. I want to go on record as saying that. Not super nice, like they go out of their way to hang out with me, but okay nice, like they say hello to me and talk to me like normal. And they didn't even make a face when Miss Rubin told them to come on my side, which a lot of kids do when they think I'm not looking. Anyway, everything was going fine until Tristan's mystery powder started melting. He moved his foil off the plate just as my powder began to melt too, which is why I went to move mine off the plate, and then my hand accidentally bumped his hand for a fraction of a second. Tristan jerked his hand away so fast he dropped his foil on the floor while also knocking everyone else's foil off the heating plate. Tristan! Yelled Miss Rubin, but Tristan didn't even care about the spilled powder on the floor or that he ruined the experiment. What he was most concerned about was getting to the lab sink to wash his hands as fast as possible. That's when I knew for sure there was this thing about touching me at Beecher Prep. I think it's like the cheese touch in Diary of a Wimpy Kid. The kids in that story were afraid they'd catch cooties if they touched the old moldy cheese on the basketball court. At Beecher Prep, I'm the old moldy cheese. Oh, I don't remember that in Diary of a Wimpy Kid, but I'm wondering if any of you guys heard that and were like, oh, that reminds me of that story, because I know that several of you guys love those books, but I didn't catch the reference. That's really cool. I love it when authors reference other books in their book. I think that's awesome. All right, this next chapter is called Costumes. I wonder if he's going to start wearing like a costume or like covering himself because of the cheese touch. We'll have to see. For me, hey. I'm reading over here. Thank you. I love you. My doggies. Costumes. For me, Halloween is the best holiday in the world. It even beats Christmas. I get to dress up in a costume. I get to wear a mask. Hey! Sorry. I get to go around like every other kid with a mask, and nobody thinks I look weird. Nobody takes a second look, and nobody notices me. Nobody even knows me. Oh, so it's a Halloween costume. Got it. I wish every day could be Halloween. We could all wear masks all the time. Then we could walk around and get to know each other before we got to see what each other looked like under the masks. When I was little, I used to wear an astronaut helmet everywhere I went. To the playground, to the supermarket, to pick Via up from school. Even in the middle of summer, though. It was so hot my face would sweat. I think I wore it for a couple of years, but I had to stop wearing it when I had my eye surgery. I was about 7, I think. And then we couldn't find the helmet after that. Mom looked everywhere for it. She figured that it had probably ended up in Grant's attic, and she kept meaning to look for it, but by then I'd gotten used to not wearing it. I have pictures of me in all my Halloween costumes. My first Halloween I was a pumpkin, my second Halloween I was Tigger, my third I was Peter Pan, my dad dressed up as Captain Hook. My fourth I was Captain Hook, my dad dressed up as Peter Pan. My fifth I was an astronaut, my sixth I was Obi-Wan Kenobi, that's a character from Star Wars. My seventh I was Clone Trooper, also a character from Star Wars. My 8th, I was Darth Vader, also a character from Star Wars. My 9th, I was the Bleeding Scream, the one that has fake blood oozing out over the skull mask. I don't know what Bleeding Scream is from. This year, I was going to be Boba Fett. Not Boba Fett the kid in Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, but Boba Fett the man from Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Mom searched everywhere for the costume, but couldn't find one in my size. So she bought me Jango Fett costume, since Jango was Boba's dad and wore the same armor, and then she painted the armor green. She did some other stuff too to make it look worn. Anyways, it looks totally real. Mom's good at costumes. In homeroom, we all talked about what we were going to be for Halloween. Charlotte was going to be Hermione from Harry Potter. Jack was going to be going as Wolfman. I heard that Julian was going as Jango Fett, which was a weird coincidence. I don't think he liked hearing that I was going as Boba Fett. On the morning of Halloween, Via had this big crying meltdown about something. Via's always been so calm and cool, but this year she's had a couple of these kinds of fits. Dad was late for work and was like, "Via, let's go, let's go." Usually Dad is super patient about things, but not when it comes to him being late for work. And his yelling just stressed out Via even more, and she started crying louder. So Mom told Dad to take me to school and that she'd deal with Via. Then Mom kissed me goodbye quickly, before I even put on my costume, and disappeared into Via's room. "Augie, let's go now," said Dad. "I have a meeting I can't be late for." "I haven't put my costume on yet." "So put it on already. 5 minutes. I'll meet you outside." I rushed to my room and started to put on the Boba Fett costume, but all of a sudden, I didn't feel like wearing it. I'm not sure why. Maybe because it had all these belts that needed to be tightened, and I needed someone's help to put it on. Or maybe it was because it still smelled a little like paint. All I knew was that it was a lot of work to put the costume on, and Dad was waiting, and would get super impatient if I made him late. So, at the last minute, I threw on the Bleeding Scream costume from last year. It was such an easy costume, just a long black robe and a big white mask. I yelled goodbye from the door on my way out, but Mom didn't even hear me. I thought you were going as Jango Fett," said Dad when I was going outside. "Boba Fett." "Whatever," said Dad. "This is a better costume anyway." "Yeah, it's cool," I answered. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I want to talk about the Cheese Touch chapter, because I do not like that August is the moldy cheese, like the Diary of the Wimpy Kid. So in the beginning of the year, we did a lesson that was, is it rude, is it mean, or is it bullying? And I'm curious what you guys think about that kind of behavior, where there's like a rumor going around that if you touch August, something bad's gonna happen to you, and it's called the cheese touch. So I'm curious what you think that is. Is it rude to August? Are they being mean to August, or do you think they're bullying August? Reply in the comments. I'm looking forward to having a great conversation, and I'll see you Monday. Bye, 4th graders.